Hey, what's going on, Freedomers? We're gonna talk about the regret life. Why you don't want to put yourself in a position where you regret in life, um, and you do all you possibly can. Um, because one, knowing you need to the sum of the regret life is knowing you need to do something and you don't do it, and you put it off, or you push it off. One of the reasons why this can be a huge problem, it can cause a huge amount of pain, because you're gonna look back at your life and you're gonna be like, "Yo, if I would have started X, Y, and Z time ago, I'd be such a place right now." And being in my 9 year, thank God for numerology, I'm not really late, but I need to hurry up and get shit done. For when I start my 1 year, I'm full of regret. So that's why I'm telling you, you don't want to, put yourself in a position where you're like pushing off shit. And then 6 months from now, you're like, if I would have started 6 months ago, one day at a time, 1 month at a time, I'd be so much further. Focusing on loss, not the lesson. So often we focus on what we lost instead of the lesson, because if we don't learn the lesson, we will continue to lose. So the loss is not a problem, because what you can lose you can regain. But if you don't learn the lesson, you'll continue to lose over and over and over and over and over, and you'll become a victim. But if you learn the lesson, you gain, you don't lose. Three, not taking massive action. When you know let's say what your intuition told you to do, and you take when this later point, but you take massive action until you see what your intuition once told you. Knowing you're enough, knowing when you're enough. Knowing when you're enough is extremely important, because a lot of the times when you're under this assumption that you're not enough, it is such a bad assumption. It is such a bad assumption to say, I don't have all the resources. I'm not enough. It is such a bad assumption, because it will leave you doing one, knowing what you need to do and putting it off, or pushing it off, and then put you in a lost position because you don't believe you're not enough. Um, knowing you have all that you need to get to the next level. You usually I had to learn this. I had more than enough at my parents' house. I had more, but my struggle, my financial struggles was what blinded me. But my financial struggles didn't change. You feel me? That's what gets me. My financial struggle did not change. So I was under the wrong assumption that I was not enough. You feel me? You need to know. You need to go to the next level. You have all that you need to go to the next level. So I had the same tools when I was home, when I was at my parents' house, when I was homeless, when I'm right now. The finances didn't change, but the tools have. So you have to change your assumption. You feel what I'm saying? That you're not enough. Six, knowing your skill set, your value, and your resourcefulness. So, you have to know your skill set. So what skill set you're going to need to create your next level of life, your value based on the skill set that you possess, and their resourcefulness. Usually I was digging up a whole bunch of resourcefulness for somebody else and not myself. So, and not trusting my own skill set and my own value. So, I realized, like, a man told me the other day, you need to put all that energy into yourself, not somebody else, because you'll never get the deepest ROI pouring into someone else. You'll never get the best ROI of your life pouring into other people. And what that means is, that doesn't mean you don't assist or you don't serve. But you only get the greatest ROI of life by pouring into yourself. Because you know why? People can tell you this one word right here: no. As long as people can tell you no, you'll never get the greatest ROI by pouring into someone else. Because you can say yes and change your own life. But as long as they are able to tell you no, and you can say no to yourself too, but you know, when you know how no affects your life, you start saying yes. You feel me? So when you start saying no, and you like, oh, when you start saying yes to your life and shit starts changing, it starts changing. But a person can know what the benefits are and keep saying no. So you're never gonna get the ROI you need. You feel what I'm saying? So needing people to, this is from Khalil Gibran, needing people to fill your emptiness and not your needs. So he one thing he said, he was talking about friendship here. Uh, he said to have your friends are not to fill your emptiness; they are to fulfill your needs. Because everybody has needs. You feel what I'm saying? But not your emptiness. You're feeling like you're valueless and feeling like you're unworthy. They're not supposed to help you. They're not supposed to make you feel worthy and make you feel valued and make you feel loved. That's when you're full. You do that for yourself. Um, you need to fulfill your own. They here to help you with your needs. So the primary needs of a human being. Not listening to that inner voice obsessively. So that inner voice will have you um will come back to you over and over and over about what to do in different segments of your life, and you have to listen to it obsessively so you can create a new life for yourself. Not tuning in to not tuning out, not tuning others out for your healing. So a lot of the time the universe has put me in situations to heal, and I wasn't tuning others out. And you have to tune in, not and tune out other people. So tune into yourself and tune out other people. Not capitalizing on your comfort and pushing past your discomfort, and pushing past your pain. This is a huge one for me. When you're comfortable in life, usually you're not capitalizing on that so you can go to the next level. Usually you get real stagnant. And I've noticed that comfort is the uh initiator. It is the sign that you need to eliminate stagnance. Not all the time, but like in the words of Gary Vee, you don't want to wait till pain comes to make smart decisions. Do that in your comfort. Ignoring the constant signs. So ignoring the constant signs. So whether that be, like, for instance, a constant sign in my life is that people are naming me an astrologer in Atlanta. So ignoring the signs, like 2 days ago, somebody recognized me for my astrology channel on Instagram. So I knew, and for my marketing on Facebook, right? So that just showed me the direction I need to go in, and the flash of inspiration. Like, for instance, I woke up with a flash of inspiration this morning that I need to start making money on Facebook. I need to start taking it more seriously. And somebody told me as a flash of inspiration, you need to start taking my astrology seriously 2 3 days in this past week, 2 times in this past week. So don't ignore the constant signs. Needing others to validate you. That's simple enough. Like needing others to make you feel good. Again, that goes back to filling your emptiness. Too focused on the short term. This is a huge one for me because I can be very impatient. So when you're too focused on the right now, this minute, this second, this hour, this month, this week, that's a good thing to some respect, but you need to understand what's going to happen a year from now. What is your compound interest, or the eighth wonder of the world, compound interest? And that means compound interest with your business, with your content, your all that other stuff. It compounds after a while, and it brings great wealth. So 13 is not focusing on building your confidence. Confidence means great trust in self. Like one of my first mentors said, he said, his grandmother said, I don't know why people suffer from low self-esteem, because it says self-esteem. It don't say other esteem. So you're not esteeming yourself. You're not confiding in yourself. So the more you don't confide in your own soul to say that I'm going to overcome this, I'm going to overcome that, I'm going to overcome this, when you're not confiding in yourself, and telling yourself that you can save you bring self-confidence. And like I said this morning, a low self-confidence is the recipe, is the formula, is a key ingredient to abuse. Lessons, I always had enough, and I was under the wrong assumption. So one of the worst things, like I said earlier, one of the worst things you want to do is be under the wrong assumption that you know you're not enough. That's a horrible assumption, because it could ruin your life. Check your assumptions. It will ruin your life if you're under the assumption that you're not good enough. And of course, you see 333 here. You know what I'm saying? Mind, body, and soul. That's crazy. Play bigger. Stop playing so small. Like, for instance, we know for the longest while, even when I was homeless, I was talking about creating a YouTube channel. And I realize even now I'm still living under that regret because I was under the wrong assumptions, taking too much time, etc., etc. And now that I'm creating it, I don't want to miss another 4 to 6 to 8 to 12 months, because when I was homeless, I could have been creating YouTube videos and I could have had 10,000 subs, making money in a pretty good situation because of YouTube, etc., etc. And even on Facebook, you feel me? Stop playing so small. Demand more from yourself and no one else. Eric Thomas says, don't have a higher standard for somebody else and no other human outside of yourself. Because like I said, you'll never get the greatest ROI from others pouring into other people. You'll get the greatest ROI pouring into yourself. They're second to you. Listen to your gut and take action to what your intuition sent you. I said that earlier. 5. Once you've developed the skill set to change lives, see your value in yourself immediately and do something about it. Because if you don't take action immediately, you will constantly get ripped off. Capitalize on the trends and practice what you preach. Lead with your life, not your lecture. Go to bit.ly/the DM Science Forum to learn how to make money online. Peace.